It looks like this. It has these cool holes at the bottom of your work in a bit of an asymmetrical way. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to do the arching spans edging. I'm going to be using a 4mm hook and some cotton yarn size 4. All right, so for this design, you want to make sure that your project is a multiple of 7 plus 3, or that your foundation chain is a multiple of 7 plus 3. So we're going to start with row 1 here. You're going to be skipping the first 3 chains, which counts as a double crochet. And then into the next, you want to do a double crochet. Now you want to work 1 double crochet into each of the chains of the foundation chain all the way down. So do that. I'm going to do that off camera and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did a double crochet into each one of the chains of the foundation chain. That there ends the first row. We can move on to row 2. So we want to chain 1 and flip our work. Now you're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the first 2 stitches. So 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet. Now we're going to start the row repeat. The repeat starts by chaining 7. Then you want to skip 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. There's 1, 2, and 3. And that there ends the repeat. Let's go back to the beginning of it, chain 7. Then you skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. That ends the repeat. You can go back to the beginning of it. If you have a lot more stitches than me, keep on going. I'm getting to the end here. So at the end, we do something a little different. The last repeat will be a chain 7. Then you're going to skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're only going to be doing 1 single crochet into each of the last 2 stitches. One's a stitch and one's the turning chain. So into the last stitch, do a single crochet. And into the top of the turning chain, do a single crochet. So here you're just ending with 2 single crochets instead of 3, like the repetition calls for. That there is the end of row 2. For row 3, we're going to chain 1 and flip our work. You're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the first 2 stitches. Now we're going to start the row repeat. It starts by doing 7 single crochets into the chain 7 arch. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And that ends the repeat. So basically for this row, you're just doing 1 single crochet into each one of the chains and stitches of the row. Except for the chains, we're going to go around the chain space. So we find the next chain 7 space and do 7 single crochets around the chain space. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. And there you have it. So now I'm going to do this one last time around the chain space and then 1 into each of the last 2 stitches. And then I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, so I finished the last repeat here. Again, at the end, you don't have 3 single crochets, so you only do 2. 1 into each of the last 2 stitches. This here is the end of row 3. Now for row 4, you're going to start it by chaining 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This here counts as a treble crochet and a chain 3. And now we can flip our work. We're going to be skipping the first 4 single crochets and then doing 1 single crochet into each of the next 3. So you skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. Then you can start the row repeat. It starts with a chain 7. Then you want to skip 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And that there ends the repeat. Go back to the beginning of it, chain 7. You want to skip 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. And that ends the repeat. If you have more stitches, then go ahead and go back to the beginning of the repeat and do it as many times as you need. When you're at the very last 4 stitches here, we're going to be chaining 3. So right after the 3 single crochets that you did, you chain 3. And then we're just going to work a treble crochet to the last single crochet of the row. Meaning we skip 3 stitches and then do a treble crochet at the last stitch of the row. Sorry, for a treble crochet, you yarn over twice. Just twice. I had to undo it. And then you yarn over and pull through 2 at a time. And there we have it. That there is the end of row 4. Now for our final row, row 5, we're going to chain 1 and flip our work. You're going to do 1 single crochet into the treble crochet. And now you want to do 3 single crochets into the first arch. So around the chain space, 3 single crochets. Now we want to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So we go 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to start the row repeat. The repeat starts by doing 7 single crochets around the chain space of the next chain 7 space. So we just do around the chain space 7 single crochets. And then you want to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then that's basically the repeat. You're going to do 7 single crochets around the chain 7 spaces and then 1 single crochet into each of the next 3. Do this however many times you need. At the very end, it's going to be a little bit differently. So I'll meet you when you're at the end of the row. Okay, I just did my last 3 single crochets into the last 3 single crochets of the previous row. To finish off this row 5, you're going to work 3 single crochets into the last arch around the chain space. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we want to do 1 single crochet into the 4th chain of this chain 7 arch. And we're going to count that from bottom to top. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So into that 4th chain there, I'm going to insert my hook into the chain and then do a single crochet. Now that there is the end of row 5 and that was our final row, you can go ahead and cut off your yarn and thread your ends through. Okay, look how stunning this is. This one is so cool. I feel like having a wearable with this kind of vibe that's open, but like the edges of things are still a little bit thicker would be really cool as well. I have a stitch that's very similar to this. I'm going to leave it in writing in the description of this video because this is more to be worked at the edge of something, but I do have a stitch that looks like this. So super pretty. It has these open kind of a little bit asymmetrical holes in the work and then then you can see that the edge is just those double crochets that are structured. And then at the bottom, it's a fun little detail.
Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.